What's going on, guys? My name is Colt if you do not know me, and in this video I'm going to show you the top 3 Forex indicators that I would recommend to any beginner trader. I wish I knew about some of these indicators when I first started trading, but hey, you guys have an advantage over me, and that's why I made this video. Before we get started, if you guys could like this video, as well with that, hit that subscribe button if you are new to my channel and turn your post notifications on. And hey, I have a surprise for you guys. If you want a free Forex training, I did link one in the description. And one more thing, I did reopen my one-on-one mentorship. So if you want to be mentored by me and learn my exact US 30 strategy, DM me on Instagram and let's talk more and see if you're a good fit. Now without further ado, let's get into the video. If you guys need a program on how to trade, I did create one. This is my life's work right here. It's RORFX.com, or there should be a link in the description. Once you get to this page, this is everything that you're going to receive, 70 plus videos. It's all A to Z information, so if you're a beginner trader, advanced trader, it does not matter. This is going to be a great program for you. You have a portal to track your progress, access to all VIP calls, access to my phone number, and this is, like I said, 7 years of experience. So if you go to the Get Started page, and if you go to where it says add promo code, type in FX1 and see what happens. Maybe it might give you a discount, maybe not, I don't know. So I want to show you guys all the indicators that I would recommend. The first one is kind of on my chart already, but I want to show it to you again. So the first indicator is the Bollinger Band. So we're just going to type in BO, and it's going to be this one right here, Bollinger Bands. Now once we add it to our chart, you can see that there's this cloud around the charts right here. This indicator really helps us define two things. One, when it's going to be a good buy or sell. Two, when we're going to see a big move happen in the market. Now we can see right before we had this big push up, notice how the Bollinger Bands were kind of squeezed together. You see how close they are compared to where they're expanding right here? And it's kind of like, let's say there's airflow going through something and we stop that airflow. It's going to build up a lot of pressure where at some point it has to burst. So the same thing is happening here with the Bollinger Bands. When we see that Bollinger Bands are being squeezed together like this, that's telling us like, yo, there's going to be a big expansion really soon. And one way of looking at the Bollinger Bands to tell whether we're going to see that big move happen is you'll start to see the Bollinger Bands kind of squeeze together like this. You guys see how the Bollinger Bands are squeezing together? They're kind of enclosing, and then boom, they just expand out of nowhere. When they expanded like that, that's when the actual move had happened. So what you want to be looking for is any reversal candle, any continuation candle, anything that's going to tell you that it's going to expand. So when you see the Bollinger Bands are really tight together, squeezed together like this, expect a big move to happen. Also, we can see it's really squeezed together right there as well. So the next way of reading the Bollinger Bands is very simple. If you see that the candles are outside of the Bollinger Bands, like this candle right here, that's signaling that we are super overbought or oversold. Now right here, it's telling us that we are overbought, and this is giving us a good indication to sell. This even is kind of like a doji right here, which is a reversal candle. And if you guys need help with trading whatsoever, make sure you subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. We can also see right here, look at how these two candles were outside of the Bollinger Bands right here, and then they had to go back in at some point in time. Another really good example is right here when these candles were outside the Bollinger Bands. And once again, right before we saw this big push up and then down, notice how the Bollinger Bands, let me go back and delete this. Notice how the Bollinger Bands were super squeezed together. And then they started to expand. See, they're starting to expand away from each other, giving us a signal that it's most likely going to, boom, burst out of nowhere. So that's how you can tell if the Bollinger Bands are going to tell you a good buy or sell. What I'm going to do is delete that indicator. I honestly don't use it anymore, but the next indicator we're going to use, I think, is a lot more beginner friendly, is the RSI. And this is the relative strength index. So you can go right here to the RSI. If you want to change up the settings, you can. I'm going to take this off because I don't want the RSI base MA. But you can change it. So what you could do is make the thickness a little bit bigger. you can change the color. I want to make it this red color. And then what you can do too is you see the background right here. You can actually make this white so you don't see it too much. What we want to do with these lines, because I want them to be filled so I can actually see the lines. I'm going to go right here and make it a line. See how it changed? And then I'm going to make the 70 a line too. The 50 I'm going to make white. Does not matter to me. And there we go. So you can mess around with that. These are the settings that I would recommend that you guys have. So long story short, I really like the RSI. This is a great beginner indicator. This black line right here is the 70% level on the relative strength index. And RSI is relative strength index. So it's telling us the strength of a specific currency pair, how many buyers, how many sellers are in it, and the strength of them. So first off, we need to understand that we have these two lines. We have our 70% right here, and then we have our 30% down here. If the RSI is over the 70%, that's telling us that the market is very overbought and we should expect to sell. So notice how we have this chart right here, and if I scroll straight up, it aligns perfectly with this chart. So what you want to do is use this chart and this chart in confluence, aka together, and that's going to help you give your bias or get your bias. So a lot of the time when I'm looking when it's overbought or oversold, I'm looking at this chart up here and I'm like, all right, two things. Very simple to make your trading this way. First off, I'm looking for an A or a V pattern. An A pattern is signaling a sell. A V pattern is signaling a buy, and we're going to go over some examples in just a second. So I can see first off, we have this A pattern being formed. If we go and replay it too, let's see how the RSI looked. So we can see that the RSI is hovering over the 70%. We are starting to form that A pattern right here. If I delete this real quick, we can start to see that that A pattern is coming to fruition. So this is where you want to catch the A pattern right here. I'll make it a little outline. This is where you want to catch the A pattern, and you expect it to go back down. So I'm looking and I see this reversal candle. Wicks to the top, it's going to drop. Wicks to the bottom, it's going to go up. If you guys see long wicks like this or any wicks pointing to the top, it's most likely going to drop. And if you see the wicks to the bottom, it's going to go up. So I'm usually looking for like that A pattern for a sell or a V pattern for a buy. And I'm looking for the RSI to be over the 70% for a sell and under the 30% for a buy. So I'm looking for that A or V pattern. I'm looking for a reversal candle. And then I'm looking for it to be over the 70% or under the 30% to really signal that buy or sell. So we can see right here, they're all lining in confluence. It's over the 70, A pattern, reversal candle. And then after that, we can see, boom, starts to drop right down to our previous A pattern's low right here where it started. So A is now complete. Cool? Now let's go back and let's see if we can find a V pattern where it's overbought. Okay, so we can kind of see this V pattern right here. These are really long candles. I think I would have avoided those. This is a really good example right here. So we have that A pattern again. We have our bearish reversal candle. This is a bearish engulfing where this candle is engulfing this previous candle, signaling a sell. We are overbought with our RSI. Boom, signaling a good sell. Since we are overall on a downtrend, there's going to be a lot more overbought patterns versus oversold. So let's see if we can see it oversold. Okay, this is a decent one. We have this V pattern. We have this bullish engulfing pattern right here. It's under the 30%, signaling us a buy, and we have that beautiful V pattern right there being formed. So there we go. That's how you use the RSI. I'm going to delete that. Next indicator is the stochastic. And the stochastics is like the RSI as well, but I think it's a little bit more accurate. Once again, if you guys want to go to it, I like going to the settings and I like making it just a little bit different. So I'm going to make a line right there. I'm going to make a line right here. The 50% line doesn't really matter to me, so I'm going to make that just white. Okay. Then we can make the, we can make it a little bit thicker too right there. If we want to make it thicker, we can make it black so it stands out more. Black, thickness up. Then we can change the upper and lower band. So I'm going to make this a little bit thicker right there, that band. And then this orange band, I'm going to make it like green, make that a little bit thicker so we can see that our stochastics look better. Same thing applies when the bands are above the 80%. This time we're at the 80 and the 20%. When the bands are above the 80%, that's signaling a sell. When the bands are below the 20%, that's signaling a buy. But notice how at some points, it's not always going to be accurate, because if we look at the market all through right here, it's just consolidating. But the stochastics are telling us it's overbought, it's oversold right here, but it's not doing anything. So sometimes you want to be making sure that you're using this with correct data. Like right here, we can see that we once again have that A pattern being formed. We are overbought on the stochastics right here, giving us a good sell. And the way that you're going to tell if it's a good buy or sell with the stochastics is, look right here. You see how this green line crossed over the blue line? Right here. Notice how that green line crossed over the blue line? That's signaling a sell. Then when you see let's find a better example. Once again, that green line is crossing over the blue line, signaling a sell. But when you see that the green line crossing under the blue line, that's signaling a buy. So we want to see the lines crossing over or under to actually signal the sell or buy. Plus, we want to make sure the stochastics are at those key levels of the 80 and 20% to really signal buy or sell. And we're using it in confluence with this chart up here and then this chart down here. That's how we're going to get the confluence. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you on the next video. Peace out.